Hey everyone, welcome back. So, our last little bit been continuing work on the truck, and for this, had the desk cleaned off just to show what's been going on. And so far, got the chassis all done, or at least as much as it can be for now. Then, being a custom truck, figured might as well do a little bit of some customization. Then, so here did the beige chassis, and surprisingly, it's really back end heavy, which, considering all the parts that are going on, that makes sense. And then, so far, decided to use the hubcaps from the customizing kit. So there's that. Then did a little bit more detailing work with the fifth wheel and slider. And on the underside, chromed up a bunch of the parts, including the leaf spring shackles and leaf spring themselves, as well as the struts and shock absorbers. Then control arms, also being shined up. Then might also finish up on the radiator fan. But with this, I end up gluing this together, but it went on crooked, so I had to take this off, trim the glue off. And at that time I had the engine assembled, which I did in a Model Master gold. Ended up using the last of the can. Originally the gold was supposed to be the chassis, but I had no idea if I had enough, so might as well do it small, and so did the engine in the gold. And then gonna finish up detailing it, because when I had it installed previously, I didn't have enough room to work and couldn't really access a bunch of it. But so with getting everything out, it'll be much nicer to detail. So with the hoses for the turbo, those will be painted up in a black. Then the oil and fuel filter, those will be painted in a red. Starter will probably be in the matching silver to go along with the transmission. Then transmission cooler, that'll be painted up in a black. So, yeah, pretty much just finish up detail work on this. And then, yeah. And then did a little bit of paint work. So, this is the interior. Painted it up in a flat black. And then on the underside, painted it a Model Master root beer brown, which is going to go with the body. So this will go on like so. Then, as saying that was going to be on the body, did a little bit of work, painted up the hood, see if I can get an idea for the paint job, which I decided to go for a Tamiya dark metallic orange and the root beer brown to go with it. Then, along with that, went with the center striping, which kind of bled through on the left side of the hood, which is unfortunate, but kind of whatever. Then, on here, decided to use the decals the kit comes with, which then I found out the decals weren't perfectly cut to go over the hood vents, so pretty much went over it. Then out of another kit that I had took the tribal band decals from it, placed it on the side, see how it would work. Quite liked it, honestly. having the silver, red, and black going along the side with the orange and brown. Figure that'll look pretty good. So then when this will be on the truck, it'll be something like this. And if you can imagine, the rest of the truck painted up in the same paint scheme. So there's that. And now, and also, I've been doing a little bit of building on the Revell car trailer, which, as you can kind of see, it's quite the size. Not going to fully get into the camera shot, but painted this up in the same beige as the truck chassis. So go on like so. The one thing when putting this together, when I was putting this together, now frame rails go together quite easily without problems. One thing I didn't realize until putting pieces together was for the wheel axle, they're on the plastic tubing with just a half with a half circle on the end, so the axle would lock together. But not knowing how fragile this would be, ended up breaking one of the ends. But the good thing is, these being out of plastic and me not really rolling stuff around, I'm not concerned. So I'll probably most likely glue this into the housing. So it'll just sit in like so. It'll sit in like so. It'll be a stacked display, of course. So have that in. And then move some stuff over here. It's currently going to be, looking at it, this is going to be quite a massive build. So I'm on the far end of the desk, and trucks here put together. So here you can kind of tell how big the overall build is going to be. And with that, let me just take out the measuring tape. So with measuring tape, from the front to roughly the back, we're currently looking at about 40.5 inches for the entire thing, which is going to be quite the size. But with that, I've managed to find a good piece of cardboard that'll work really nicely to start a diorama display. So got this big piece of cardboard here, which was a container for a gasket. So it's quite the size. And luckily for this, going front to back, this comes to about, from the front of the cardboard to the back, comes to about 36 inches or 3 feet. So that'll give me a little bit of space to work with. And then the overall width itself is going to be just a little bit above 10 inches. And with the truck, only takes up half of it. I will likely end up trimming this down to size, gluing the half on its side, So then I will end up having a diorama where with the truck on the highway carrying a bunch of show cars to a car show. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening probably not anytime, probably in a couple weeks from now. So it'll still be a fair bit of time. Then also with some of the accessories, built up the bull bar, which is going to be installed on the front of the truck. So it'll be put on like so. But one thing I did not fully realize until just recently was when the truck's fully put together, when the hood's closed, the bull bar will be sitting kind of like this. But if I want to have the hood open, I'd have to figure out a way to get the bull bar to stay supported on the bumper, but yet being able to fold downwards when I open up the hood. So that'll be an interesting task to figure out. Then with this, paint for this will either be a flat black or in the metallic orange. Haven't fully decided yet, but of course you'll find out soon enough eventually. Then a few other things. Built up part of the cab, which is going to have the same paint scheme. So if one can imagine, when the truck's fully built, it'll have the side stripes as well as the tribal band going along the side. And then I'll also be keeping the orange and brown two-tone, which will go along the side. And for a reference point, this little tab right here, which would essentially be for badging and such. So that's a reference for going alongside. Then kept the bar here so when I go to paint it, hold on to this so it can paint the inside and the outside as one unit with the orange color, and then mask the paint off to get the brown, and then do the same thing with the sleeper cab. So there's that. Then haven't fully decided on what I'm going to be doing for the interior. Probably going to be painting the dash black. And then dash will be black with chrome accents. The headliner will also be black. Then for the seating, or not for the, well, kind of the seating, but for the bedding itself, I'm going to be painting that in a. I was originally just going to keep it with the gray matting, and go for a white mattress with a white pillow. But more I think about it, I'm going to probably paint this all up as the brown, but in maybe a different shade or a different color of brown. Do that. Do the sheets or the blanket cover also in the brown, and then with the white mattress and orange pillow. So there's that for the interior. So there's that, and so far from the kit, haven't had any real problems with it. It's been all quite simple. The one thing I really like about it is they give you a sheet, they give you a diagram of all the parts. So with that, just going through, if anyone here ends up getting this kit, or as seen here, the Freightliner, you can easily just cross out the parts that you didn't take, which helps a lot keeping track of what you have and what you still have to assemble. And then, kind of a few days ago, when I was doing some of the detail work, actually, I had a little bit of a misfortune about getting paint all over the instructions. Luckily, so far, it was only step 2 and 3 that were bleached out, essentially. Which, of course, I've already done these, so that's not much of a concern. And luckily, though, this being a stiffer size of paper, it didn't fully bleed through. And luckily, it only took out step 10, which could have been a lot worse. But pretty much get a good view of why you want to keep your caps on your paints when you're moving stuff around. Because you never know when you can need something and you end up destroying an entire page just because you didn't put the cap back on. So, of course, there's that. And then, that'll pretty much do it for now. Might add a few might do some more subtle stuff here and there. Then, who knows, I might end up having the body all painted up. Might have the body all painted up, so then that can get the truck almost done. And then, maybe, I might have had the trailer frame already with the upper and lower deck already installed. So yeah, that'll be it for now. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.